All right. So first off, thank you very much, Damien and Ryan, for your time and opportunity to come on this platform to talk about our product. I really appreciate it. First, to introduce myself, my name is Aisha Ilhan. As Damien explained, I am the product support representative here at North America Traffic. And today we will be discussing the use and operation of automated flagger assistance devices, or the AFADs for short, and portable traffic signals, or PTS for short. So just to tell you a little bit about our company, the RC Flagman began as a project in 1993, where the founder, Peter Viveen, started out of his two-door garage in Welland, Ontario, Canada. In the next 4 years, Peter's endeavor to grow his company would prove successful, and in 1998, the first solar-powered remote control flagman was born. Because of Peter's many years of experience in the construction industry, he knew how dangerous it was for workers, especially those working near traffic like flaggers. So Peter's goal when designing the first remote control flagman, also known as the AFAD, was to improve work zone safety. In a matter of 14 years, Peter managed to grow his company from his garage to a 25,000 square foot manufacturing facility in 2007. And on February 1st of 2008, RC Flagman was then renamed to North America Traffic to better reflect our growing product line. And since that time, we continue to prosper as the leading manufacturer of portable traffic signals. During the last 27 years, we have become an international company and a leader in manufacturing work zone traffic control systems that have helped to increase safety and reduce cost on hundreds of work zones internationally. Our 5 core values, effectiveness, innovation, sense of pride, and commitment, as well as integrity, continue to act as the foundational building blocks for continued growth and longevity in the marketplace. So this presentation will focus on our AFAD and PTL2.4X model. For each model, we will review their features and watch a demonstration setup video. We will also take a look at the power supply system and then review the trailer specifications, after which we will take a look at optional add-on equipment for both models and then discuss the signal controller itself. If you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to type them in the chat and we will answer them as soon as we get to the end of that section. So our first section is going to cover the RCF2.4, and then we're going to lead into the PTL2.4X and then the controller from there. All right, to begin with the RCF2.4, so just a quick definition from the MUTCD, an automated flagger assistance device, or AFAD for short, enables a flagger or flaggers to be positioned out of the lane of traffic and are used to control road users through temporary traffic control zones. These devices are designed to be remotely operated either by a single flagger at one end of the temporary traffic control zone or at a central location, or by a separate flagger near each device's location. So per the MUTCD requirement, an AFAD is only to be used in situations where there is only one lane of approaching traffic in the direction to be controlled. All right. So the RCF 2.4 was the first of its kind 27 years ago. Our AFAD design was the first to be successfully tested and approved in the US and Canada. And just to list some basic MUTCD standards, it's equipped with a red-yellow lens, a gate arm, a stop here on red sign, which we will go into further detail in a little bit. It's the safest alternative to human flaggers for temporary work zone traffic control. With this design, flaggers are off the road and safe from distracted speeding and intoxicated drivers, while controlling traffic with remote control devices. The RCF 2.4 is a trailer-mounted, solar-assisted traffic control system that allows for 2 units to be able to tow as one unified trailer, eliminating the need for tandem towing. It has a lightweight design and small footprint that takes minutes to set up on site and can be easily repositioned by hand. The hand winch located at the shoulder side of the unit allows the light posts to be raised to the MUTCD required height. The stop here on red sign, as well as the gate arm, are very easy to install and take minutes. Safety is our top priority with all designs and modifications made to our units, and the controller hardware is housed in a lockable steel cabinet to prevent theft and vandalism. While an operator is standing at a safe distance away from traffic, they can control the traffic phases via a handheld remote. It has a red and yellow lens with a highly reflective gate arm that is designed to be far more visible than a human flagman. It creates a physical barrier between vehicles and the job site. The RCF2.4 has a 4-inch LED rear-facing work zone safety lamp that indicates lamp activity to workers in the work zone. When the lamp is flashing, the amber signal is flashing. A solid indication means the lamp is solid red. The addition of an intrusion alarm is an added safety feature. If the sensor's infrared beam is broken, an alarm signals the job site that a pedestrian or vehicle has crossed unsafely into the work zone. One flag person can control 1 or 2 units, or 2 flagmen can control 2 units as far as 5 miles apart. Pilot car mode is also available to guide vehicles through work zones. And of course, training operators on how to use the controllers is a very simple process. The design of the RCF2.4 is compliant with both the MUTCD and NUMA TS5 environmental standards and is operated with a manual remote control. As specified by the MUTCD, the RCF2.4 is manufactured with a circular red and yellow lenses that are 12 inches in diameter and post-mounted to achieve the required MUTCD height of 7 feet above the pavement. There is also a rear-facing 4-inch LED backlamp, which indicates operational signal lamp activity. It also comes with a highly reflective gate arm for maximum visibility, the length of which is 8 feet long. The gate arm acts as a physical barrier between vehicles and the job site, with the overall design intended to be far more visible than a human flagger. It descends to a down position across the lane of traffic when in red phase, and then ascends to an upright position when the flashing yellow phase is illuminated. The RCF2.4 is capable of manual remote control operation, which means flaggers are at a safe location off the road. The RCF2.4 is replacing human flaggers on the road itself, while allowing them to operate from a safe distance away from danger. And just a quick note for the handheld remote, it is free with purchase of 2 AFADs. Otherwise, it is sold separately per unit as well as across our other models. A very important feature of our AFAD is that 2 can be locked together to be towed as one unified trailer, as opposed to towing them separately and setting them up separately. Setup is done in as matter as minutes. The operational distance is up to half a mile, or approximately 800 meters, and we also have a directional antenna add-on to increase this operational distance up to 2 miles, or up to 5 miles, I apologize. Now, continuing on with some features, portable, compact, the lightweight design and small footprint allows for a quick and easy setup. It's also equipped with an intuitive controller that is easy to program with pre-programmed roadway layouts that takes minutes. The controller also has a malfunction management system for detection of system malfunctions as well. The AFAD has an autonomy of 228 hours before recharge is required. A full charge is achieved by using a 15-amp smart charger. The AFAD is equipped with a 100 solar watt array. The panel mounting bracket is secured to the trailer by way of an anti-theft mechanism. The energy generated by the solar panel assists in extending the autonomy of the unit, not to charge the batteries to their maximum capacity. There are 4 6-deep cycle batteries that are housed in a lockable steel cabinet. In addition, the hardware itself is also housed in a lockable steel cabinet. The gate arm is able to be removed during transport and can be folded in half and placed inside of its holder behind the cabinet. The best application for the AFAD would be for jobs that require short duration of work, which is defined as 1 shift or work that is less than 24 hours. So some applications that you could use the AFAD for could be for road maintenance, sewer or water mains, or utility work such as gas or hydro. And just a final note, because AFADs are not traffic control signals, they cannot be used as a substitute or a replacement for a continuously operating traffic control signal, as described in section 6F.4 in the MUTCD. Moving over to the power supply system. As I mentioned, the RCF2.4 has 4 flooded lead acid batteries that are 6-volt deep cycle batteries with 232 amp hours of storage at 24 VDC supply. So these batteries are housed in a lockable steel box and seated on a rubber mat. And it is secured with steel hold downs to eliminate movement during travel. There's also anti-corrosion spray that's applied to the terminal posts to prevent corrosion. The autonomy of the unit is approximately 228 hours before recharge is required. And the charger that the RCF2.4 is equipped with is called the IOTA charger, and it is a 15 amp charger with multi-stage charging. So it has a 400 watt output and an external corrosion-proof plug for connection to a 120 VAC source, as well as an inline surge protection. Now, just to review the RCF 2.4 trailer structure, the length of the trailer when it's deployed with the tongue removed is 3.8 feet, and the transport length of the unit with the tongue attached is 8.5 feet. So taking a look at the width of the trailer is approximately 4 feet wide. With the gate arm deployed, that's an additional 8 feet in width, making the unit in total deployment 12 feet wide. The transport height comes in at 8 feet and achieves a height of 10.5 feet when operating. In an effort to improve work zone safety and liability, we have the following optional add-ons that the AFAD can be equipped with. So first, we have the intrusion alarm. This alerts workers of vehicle intrusion inside the work zone. It is equipped with a 120 decibel siren, as well as an infrared sensor to detect when vehicles are in violation. It can be enabled or disabled in the controller software as well. There's also a retract feature that can be enabled or disabled that will allow the gate arm to retract if a vehicle passes through the sensor on a red indication. The next add-on we have is our video monitoring system, which allows users to review live as well as recorded video of traffic at the unit. It's comprised of 3 components that allow users to review worksite live as well as recorded video at the AFAD from your computer or even your smartphone. So this includes a mobile DVR to record and store video. After coming out with the video monitoring system, we just recently released our wireless video system, which allows the operator to visually monitor and control traffic from the safety of a vehicle by the means of a hub station. The next add-on we have is the directional antenna, which is best suited to situations beyond the capabilities of the omnidirectional antenna. So it can extend the operational distance up to 2 miles. It's very useful on applications where line of sight is limited by a stand of trees, small structures, or even differences in elevation. We also have the satellite or remote monitoring system. Now this is used to track, locate, and or receive real-time notifications via text message. So it's very important for tracking your assets. What happens each day is, regardless of the generator's activity, you get what's called a daily heartbeat message. So it will let you know each time the unit's been turned on and off, each time there is a fault or battery problem, each time there is a user performance violation, such as unauthorized movement or curfew violation, and also whenever the unit's low on batteries or has gone into a dead fault, it will also let you know that as well, which is a very convenient tool. Now that is it for the RCF 2.4. Do I have any questions so far about that unit? So far, so good? Okay. All right, moving on to the PTL2.4X. It's defined as a temporary traffic control signal that is designated so that it can be easily transported and reused at different locations. So it's meant to minimize the cost of installation, relocation, and or removal from the job site. Typically, temporary traffic control signals are for specific purposes, such as for one-lane or two-way facilities in a temporary traffic control zone, for haul road intersection, or for access to a site that will have a permanent access point developed at another location soon. As we improved our design to be more robust, compact, and versatile, and expanded our product line, we began manufacturing the PTL2.4X in 2007. So our first iteration was to accommodate the signal housing in a high-low configuration, as you can see in the picture on the screen. It was designed to house two primary signal phases that face approaching traffic. In addition, one signal is pole-mounted on a horizontal mast arm to provide added visibility for approaching traffic that is traveling behind larger vehicles. The inside of the signal visors, or the hoods, the entire surface of the louvers, the fins, as well as the front surface of the back plates have a dull black finish to minimize the light reflection and to increase contrast between signal indication and its background. It's optional, but we also can manufacture the housings to have a yellow retroreflective strip with a width of 1 by 3 inches that can be placed along the perimeter of the face of the signal backplate to protect a rectangular appearance at night. All in all, the PTL2.4X per the MUTCD requirement meets the physical display and operational requirements of a conventional traffic control signal. The PTL2.4X is considered by many as the simplest to use and the most advanced portable signal available today. Using the PTL2.4X is ideal for situations where there is more than 24 consecutive hours of lane closures. It can be easily set up in minutes and can withstand winds of 95 miles per hour. An electric winch raises the light post with ease and is rated for 100,000 revolutions. The solar array can be rotated and tilted for maximum sun exposure, allowing for 365-day continuous operation with proper maintenance and routine charging. Programming the signal controller is very easy and intuitive, with preset program layouts for the most common job setups. The PTL2.4X has many available options and add-ons to help with job site setups you may have. There is a handheld remote to allow manual override of signal phases to be controlled anytime. There is also the GPS emergency notification, which sends a text message to your phone whenever there is a problem, as I mentioned earlier. The batteries are housed in a lockable steel cabinet and provide the PTL2.4X with 25% more battery capacity for regions with abnormally low sunlight conditions. Traffic detection, including video, microwave, and loop detection, can be easily set up to detect vehicles and automatically adjust the timing based on traffic flow. Emergency preemption, both strobe and audible, allow for detection of emergency vehicles to give them the right of way. Crosswalk signals can also be set up to allow for safe access through the work zone for pedestrians. The PTL2.4X can be used for work zone traffic, crossroads, intersections, and for haul road crossings. NAT portable traffic signals have been trusted on thousands of projects across the US and Canada, as well as internationally, and it's thanks to our amazing products such as the PTL2.4X. Hi.
Hi, this is Ryan. We have a question from Karen on the PTL. She said, what is the distance for the text message to a phone?
I'm sorry?
What is the distance for the text message to a phone?
For it's cellular, or so wherever you have a cell phone signal or a that's when you'll get the message. So it's by text message. So
as long as your phone has signal, then it'll just transfer to the cellular network. So there's really no UPD and Kansas to do.
That's correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So the PTL2.4X features a dual signal head configuration that are mounted on each signal trailer. The signal lamps can be rotated 180 degrees. And another important note is that the top housing, which is located on the primary mast arm, can be extended an additional 66 inches over the roadway. So we're going to look at trailer dimensions in a little bit, but right now I want to emphasize that our units typically have the signal heads mounted in a few different configurations, as you can see on the screen. So starting with the high-low, one signal housing is 17 feet above the roadway, and the secondary traffic light is 9 feet above the shoulder of the road. In a high-high configuration, 2 signal lamp housings are mounted 17 feet above the roadway. And finally, there is the high-high-low configuration, where 2 of the signal housings are 17 feet above the roadway, and 1 signal housing is 9 feet above the shoulder of the road. The lamps are LED and 12 inches in diameter with high flex lensing that complies with ITE standards. The unit is equipped with an electric actuator lift system with the controls inside of the controller cabinet. It is a maintenance-free electric actuator lift system that is rated for 100,000 revolutions. So 1 revolution is 1 complete up and down cycle. It has a maximum lift rating of 4,000 pounds for dynamic movement and can handle 5,000 pounds while static. In the event of motor failure, there is also a manual lowering mechanism. The key element of the electric actuator is that it is maintenance-free, unlike a hydraulic lift system, as they can be messy and require routine maintenance. The operational distance of the PTL2.4X is up to 1 mile with the radio that it is manufactured with. We do have the directional antenna add-on to increase this operational distance up to 7 miles. The PTL2.4X is compliant with both the MUTCD and NEMA TS5 standards. Equipped with our latest generation of controller, which is the Gen 3, it is very easy to program with preset options as well as a malfunction management system. The PTL2.4X can be operated manually or automatically, which can be programmed within the controller software. The PTL2.4X can come in either the 12 or 16 battery configuration, and it's the same batteries that are used across all of our models. It's a 6-volt deep cycle that will provide the operational voltage of 24 volts for the system. It's equipped with a 400-watt solar array that has 360 degrees of rotation range with a tilt range of 0 to 60 degrees. The panel mounting bracket is secured to the trailer by way of an anti-theft mechanism. And the energy that's produced by the solar panel, it assists in extending the autonomy of the unit, not to charge the batteries to their maximum capacity. That being said, the unit can operate continuously for 30 days without sunlight before needing to be recharged. The best application for the PTL2.4X is for jobs that require a longer duration of work, meaning work that extends for more than 24 hours continuously and can extend from several weeks or even several months. The PTL2.4X essentially replaces the temporary traffic signal. And some applications of that would be bridge repairs, concrete culvert replacements, as well as roadside repairs. Jumping into the power supply system, there are 2 battery types that can be installed in our units. The first is the flooded lead acid battery, which is a 6-volt deep cycle battery. It provides 696 amp hours of storage at 24 VDC supply, and the battery is topped up during weekly maintenance with distilled water as necessary. In the 16 battery configuration, the unit can operate 24/7 without solar assistance before needing to be recharged for a maximum of 30 days. In the 12 battery configuration, the unit can operate for a maximum of 24 days, and that's operating 24/7. The second type of battery that the units can be built with is the sealed lead acid battery, which is ideal for regions that experience colder temperatures to ensure that the batteries do not freeze during the winter. So similar to the FLA battery, this is also a 6-volt deep cycle battery with 672 amp hours of storage at 24 VDC supply. In the 16 battery configuration, the unit can operate for a maximum of 28 days without solar assistance before needing a recharge. In the 12 battery configuration, the unit would operate for a maximum of 22 days. And just to reiterate, the autonomy of the unit itself is 24/7 without solar assistance as long as there is sufficient charge. The batteries are housed in a lockable steel cabinet and seated on a rubber mat. And the charger is the same brand that is equipped in the RCF2.4 as the IOTA charger. And and it is a 75 amp smart charger, not a 40 amp, apologies for the screen, with an external plug connection for a 120 VAC source. The charger is equipped with an inline surge protection in the event that it is plugged into a high power source. The power output is 1,100 watts, and we recommend that the units continue to charge for 24 to 48 hours for proper autonomy and function. And to charge the units, there is an external corrosion-proof plug at the front of the unit located just beneath the controller cabinet door. All right, jumping into specifications. The length of the trailer when it's deployed with the tongue removed is 8.75 feet, and the transport length of the unit with the tongue attached is roughly 14.5 feet. Taking a look at the width of the trailer, it's approximately 7 feet wide. So if you really think about it, you have an 8-foot by 7-foot unit that comes into a total operating height of 21 feet tall. And as I mentioned, the operating height, it comes in at 21 feet tall, and the transport height would be at approximately 8 feet. To review some of the optional add-on equipment that the PTL2.4X can be equipped with is a traffic sensor as well as video detection. So for traffic sensor, this allows traffic flow to control green times within specified timing parameters. And then for video detection, it is used to create zones in the video feed that are triggered by a vehicle which initiates a green cycle. We also have the video monitoring system, which allows users to review live as well as recorded video of traffic at that unit. And our wireless video system, which allows you to visually monitor and control traffic from the safety of a vehicle by means of a hub station. For the directional antenna, if you are interested in this add-on, it can extend communication distance up to 7 miles. And similarly with the, as I explained with the RCF2.4, for the cellular or satellite remote monitoring system, it is used to track and locate or receive real-time notifications via text message, so SMS. There is also vehicle preemption, which is emergency vehicle preemption that provides priority green in the direction of approaching vehicles or approaching emergency vehicles, So it provides priority green in the direction of that approaching emergency vehicle. And it's important that for the siren to be triggered, the emergency vehicles must be equipped with a Class A siren. All right, and just before we get into our Generation 3 controller interface, do I have any questions about the PTL2.4X?
There's a couple more on the chat.
Perfect.
One is there a charge for the cell phone service on the trailer for that to send text messages?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? It broke out, I'm sorry.
Is there a charge for the cell phone service?
I believe there is. Yes. I believe there is. I don't want to be completely wrong on that. Just 1 second. I can look into that for you and get that answer for you. While I look at another question, can we take a look at another one, Ryan, while I get that?
Yeah. See, so for both the AFADs and the PTLs, there's a question about what type of things block the communication. So, is it 100% like line of sight? It's large rocks, outcroppings, buildings, those kind of things. Or does that block the signal?
So that's a great question. With our units, when you are deploying them on site, it is very important that they have direct line of sight with one another. In the event that you don't, that's when we suggest that you use the directional antenna because it focuses the signal waves in a particular direction, straight towards the other unit. So it's it will be able to I'm sorry, I'm losing my words. It will be able to pick up a signal better than the normal omnidirectional antenna that the unit's equipped with.
Okay. And then can you speak a little bit about the security? So there's concerns about, a lot of times these get left out in very rural areas where nobody's really checking on them. And apparently it's pretty common for these to be stolen. Can you talk a little bit about some of the security features of it?
Yeah, definitely. So all of the hardware as well as the batteries are housed in a lockable steel cabinet with a padlock that we provide, as well as keys to the controller cabinet. So you can always keep your hardware locked. To prevent unit theft, it's very important that after you've deployed that unit, that you remove the towing tongue from the trailer, which is an option.
Okay. And then with the add-on GPS, it'll alert you if the unit starts moving when it's not supposed to.
Yes.
Okay, so if you add that on and somebody goes and brings their own tongue and hooks up and takes off with it,
yep,
you'll get a text message saying your machine's moving and it shouldn't be.
That's exactly right. You'll get a message right away saying, "Uh-oh, somebody, moved it when they weren't supposed to."
Okay, great.
Just to step back to that other question about the fee for the GPS service, there is a yearly service fee for that.
Okay. And that's from in North America Traffic provides that service, or do they need to get their own cellular?
They need to get their own cellular, and then we will help support them in making sure that it syncs up with the software.
Okay. So they'd use their own cellular plan and just add it to their own network. Mm-hmm. Okay. Great.
And Aisha, before you head on to the next one, you might cover it, but with the North America PTLs, you can connect into current traffic signal cabinets that are in the intersection or in the area, correct?
Yes, that's also correct. Yep, you can interface with the intersection as well. We have an interface for that. We call it the ITS, so intersection interface system, that'll allow you to tap into that network.
Perfect.
Any other questions so far?
Yeah.
So far, so good? Awesome. All right. Moving on to the Generation 3 controller. All right. All right. Because of its user-friendly, I just want to talk a little bit about the Generation 3 before we get into the cool features about it. So our controller interface is currently in its 3rd generation. It is custom proprietary hardware designed with the end user in mind. So we have designed the interface so that it is intuitive and easy to navigate as well as understand. And there is ease of programming because there are predefined layouts for the most common setups in the field. Because of its user-friendly controller design, operator training only takes a few minutes for basic and even complex setups. Each controller can be designated as a primary unit or as a secondary unit, providing convenience and efficiency in assigning inventory. The screen is a 3.5 by 5 inch LCD full color graphical display with automatic display dimming that can be enabled or disabled for power conservation purposes. The controller menu displays data from all units within the network, including battery voltage, real-time signal lamp status, radio communication signal strength, as well as system faults. All cycle time programming is done at the primary unit. Once a unit is designated as a secondary, the only other setup is to set the radio channel. The rest of the programming is all done exclusively from your primary unit. There is also a audible low battery alarm sound when the voltage drops below the predetermined level within the system, at which point there would be a low battery message at the top of the system tray on the screen, asking you to charge the unit. The design of the controller is both MUTCD and NEMA TS5 compliant, and it has even been approved for use in some of the most stringent US states, such as New York, Florida, and even California. The controller is rated to operate between the temperatures of minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit to as high as 185 degrees Fahrenheit. The controller is quick to set up by means of user-selectable predefined work zone layouts, and there is also a ring and barrier advanced setup feature, which is a highly complex traffic control by means of easy setup with minimal traffic engineering knowledge. It is based on the NEMA phase diagram structure, and our manuals do a great job at explaining how to set this up with really easy to understand steps and graphics to help guide you along the way. You can use a USB drive to back up traffic control plans, download log files, performance history for an additional level of data securement. It also has a malfunction management system for detection of system malfunctions. So it continually checks for data corruption, communication failures, conflicting signals, and monitoring of the power system. As soon as the conflict is detected, both units will go into a fault mode and enter a default state. So they'll either be in default solid red, you can have it solid red, flashing amber, and so on. There is also an external transfer flasher relay system as per the MUTCD requirements. With the Gen 3 controller, you can have up to 20 signal trailers on a job site, so it is very versatile. And as we have received feedback over the years and improved our design, we really do take into consideration the end user experience and make it as easy as possible to use. So there are a variety of selectable operating modes, such as fixed time, manual operation, traffic actuation, pilot car mode, as well as highway ramp metering. There's also the option for actuation event memory locking, so the unit that was in queue can stay in queue until a vehicle approaches. It also has a cycle time calculator functionality to determine appropriate red, green, and yellow timing based on distance between the stop indications of the unit. There are 8 programmable timing changes per day or groupings per day, as well as user-selectable default modes of solid red, and flash yellow, as I mentioned earlier. Now, we have a resource center on our website in the dealer portal that is a very good resource for tutorial videos, manuals, or even user field guides. And the steps are broken down very thoroughly with pictures to help in setup. So we are still supporting equipment that's been in the field for over 10 years. So if there's any questions or concerns, or if you ever need support, I have our toll-free number there on the screen, as well as our local number. If you're interested in any continuous learning opportunities, I have the link for our resource center on the screen there, as well as our YouTube channel. And if you're interested in an online training certification, please feel free to send me an email at aisha@northamericatraffic.com, and I would be happy to get you registered and set up. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Aisha.
My pleasure.
I did have a question in regards to the AFADs. So if there is not a line of sight for AFADs, what can you do to operate those 2 AFADs with one person being able to control them both? Can you use the wireless video option?
So an AFAD, if there is no, I'm sorry, which option?
So the wireless Coltec camera system, can you use that
Absolutely.
operate both flaggers?
That's one of our biggest selling features with the Coltech wireless system is the fact that when there is no direct line of sight between units, such as in a bend in the road, your operator, instead of having two set up at 2 units, you can have your one flagman controlling both units.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. We don't necessarily just need to do it through chat.
Any other questions in the chat box, Ryan?
Okay.
Nope, I think I got everything. Yeah, I think I addressed everything I saw.
All right. Well, thanks. I sure appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.